Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager, and this is week 28 of competition. We are mid-race here in the 6th race of the season. We are in Italy for this one. And power was a big thing for this. So by the end of about midpoint of the second lap, I had my cars running 2 and 3 on the grid, behind the perennial early race leader, Paragon. Paragon has race after race after race always been starting at the front, but due to poor reliability, his car keeps crashing out early in the season at least, and as a result, Paragon kept getting DNFs, so not earning points, but has the strongest or second strongest car, or at least team, on the grid. So as a result, Paragon keeps getting all these big leads. But not being able to do anything with it. Alright, I'm going to bring in Errant this time. I'm inside my pit window to get to the end of the race. And let's see, we need what? Really? You only need 7 to get to the end, yeah. Car should be good to go. 10 seconds, I like that. And by about a lap later, using my properly timed ERS, I was able to get both cars past Paragon on the track, on the front stretch. And during that same lap, actually, Gil was the one who had the early lead over Errant. But Errant was able to overtake Gil as well with that properly timed ERS. So Errant has just slightly faster. Errant does have one better part than Gil on her car over Gil's car. And that has been the slight difference in this one. Alright, 1 second quicker pit stop. Brake's not looking too hot, but at 35%. You'd think they'll make it to the end. Okay, so Errant comes out running 4th. I'm not worried about that position at all as they are about to head into the pits. Gil's heading in for his stop. Errant gets a great burst of speed on the front stretch. Retakes the lead over teammate Gil. Both cars have identical amount of fuel left, and it is enough to get to the end. The tires are enough to get to the end. This should be a 1-2 finish. Hubert has not pit yet, but Bursack is up to 4th. So Johnson has moved up to 6th. Something has happened with Paragon. Paragon is all the way down to 12th place. And not sure what happened on that case, if it was a lengthy pit stop or a problem with a part. But both of these cars are good to go to the end, and we're not going to get caught here. I will continue to use ERS at this appropriate place on the front stretch. Errant this lap. Gil's going to get the next lap on that. I'm happy, very happy with the race order right now. With with Gil running behind. That gap just closed up quite a bit. Just a couple laps to go. And here coming up on lapping cars. I don't think that's happened before for me. Eric just set a new fast lap with those fuel loads coming down. And Gil has taken over on the fast lap. Will we get to lap some cars before the end? So we'll find out on that front stretch. Go, coming around the corner, and we do get past two cars right on the final lap, so Aaron was able to go fast enough to get ahead of them. Strong 1-2 finish, well ahead, 15.7 seconds. Gil was ahead of, no, Aaron was ahead. That was gap overall to the lead. So Lorandi and Martin get lapped. That was pretty awesome. That was definitely the most dominant performance my team has had yet. It was also the very first time heading into the race that it was actually shown that I was the favorite. My estimated race position was 1 and 3 in that race. A slightly weaker second car. You may have noticed the logo there was different. I was forced to drop the certain brand name mod that I've been using. Fortunately, by dropping that mod, which had a couple of my videos blocked because of the flash of that certain logo, by dropping that mod, it's done one good thing, one bad thing. Fortunately, all the name changes have stuck. So I'm still facing real-life named racers throughout the series. It has changed the name of the series back to the game's default, which is the European Racing Series that I'm in right now. And no longer the GP3 category. So Gil ends up getting more points in the race by getting that fastest lap. Arendt gets the win, though. I think she'll be happy to have that. And we definitely get the majority of the points as a team, so this should be good for the Constructors Championship. And it's also possible that, yes, with those bonus points for Gil, those 2 bonus points, Gil has overtaken Billy Johnson as the Drivers' Championship lead, with Arendt just 2 points behind. So Arendt actually really could have used those 2 points. Mathematically, if Arendt had that fastest lap, we'd have a 3-way tie in the Drivers' Championship after 6 of 9 rounds. That would have been insanity, pure insanity. It's still pretty much that, with a very, very tight Drivers' Championship. Gil 2 points over Johnson, who is 2 points over Arendt. But no doubt about the Constructors' Championship, as we are now solidly 54 points ahead of Campos Racing. Rapex is only 3rd still. Prima just a point behind them. Tight race for 2nd. But we're running away with it this year. I will finally see promotion this season. Pretty much no doubt about it at this point, with just 3 races to go and a significant lead. I've had 4 straight podiums. Looking real strong. to finish the season out, at least with that Constructors Championship. Now it's down to that individual accolade of the Drivers' Championship. Not for me to worry about that so much as the boss, but it'd still be nice to see this happen for the drivers. So Arendt is up to 20 on her focus, while Gil is up to 20 on his fitness, and for some reason he's maxed out his potential. He's now at a full 3 stars. Arendt is nearly maxed out on her potential. It looks like the overtaking is going to go up here possibly in the next race, and that might do it, which could make both drivers no longer gaining, which also means that both drivers have some a real danger of being replaced next season and not being drivers for me anymore. All right, so after an event lowered the happiness, Chairman's happiness is way back up. Team marketability is doing real well at 79% as well, and somebody's face is replaced, and thank you for that. That was the worst part of this mod for sure. Love him or hate him, the guy gets attention. Even with the bonus sponsorship money, we still come out slightly on the negative. But we have plenty of money. So here you can see we still have the benefit of the images here. The names have not changed, but the logos here have changed back to the default ones, as well as this. So it's back to the World Motorsport Championship, and it was this one right here, this logo, but when it got flashed across the screen in and out of races, that's what was giving me a little bit of trouble with the videos. That's taken care of now. Shouldn't be a problem. The teams are still what they were, so we still have this team leading the championship, the Constructors, but only by 13 points over Red Bull. And it is a Red Bull racer and Max Verstappen at the lead. He's come, in real life, come under a lot of criticism this season, and I think undeserved. Absolutely undeserved. It was that real life racing partner who crashed into him in Baku. A lot of people argue the double move, but he was in the middle of the track, and by a move, he moved about a foot to the right before cutting left and trying to get out of the way of his teammate. His teammate just came in too hot. He was going to wreck into him whether Verstappen was there or not on that first corner at Baku. And then Verstappen's been pretty unlucky this season. Yeah, he's made a couple of mistakes, but they all do. Ricardo's made some mistakes. Ricardo was lucky, super lucky, to win in Monaco. Especially with the problems his car was having, but nobody could get past him. Especially with the tire issues that everyone else was having behind him. Not a big fan of those Hypersofts at this point. Alright, so we remain at the top after a strong 1-2 finish, and let's get to it. I'd like to get race number 7 out of the way in this episode, and then I'll be doing race number 8 off camera, and then we'll wrap up the season with the final race. And if I'm as far ahead as I am now, where it's completely without a doubt, there are 41 points to be earned in a race by the lead cars. The last 2 cars on the grid are going to earn 3 points. So, at most, there's a 38-point swing in a race. So if we're up by more than 38, or by more than 72. This thing could be settled 1 or 2 races before the end of the season. That would not be 72. That would be 76. I can do my math. I can count, believe me. I swear it's true. Alright. So, car condition update. Interview. Sure, this better be a good one. 2 drivers were fighting away at the front there. Any thoughts about giving team orders? No, never. Team orders are cowardly. I want my drivers to race. Sure. Ta-da. Pit crew review. I just timed my ERS right so they weren't going neck and neck. And I just timed it right for Erin to make a pass, potentially, and she did so successfully, and so that worked out for my benefit. Alright, so let's get that scouting job going here. Let's see. Kind of down to it. I think I've done all of these and these. Have I finished these? No, just a few left. Just a couple to pick up after this, and then I'll be on to the elder folk, which I qualify for that group, just barely. 36. Alright, pit crew. Let's see, what do you have? My crew's getting a little bit smaller at the moment, as I'm looking for excellent drivers. Oh, there's good refueler, but not good enough on tires. I need you good for both. These 11-14s. Well, let's see, what do I have? Yeah, see, these guys are much better than that. But the fixing part, they might be good for that. Bring in one of them. Let's see. Tires. Fix. No, they don't have. There's no combination here that works besides potential jackmen. None of them are good enough. Reject. Definitely reject. So you'd be a good jackman. Reject. Decent. Across the board decent. No, not good enough. You're all rejected. So sorry. Alright, these guys are pretty much good to go, so let's see. I've got 2 15s on refueling. With not quite. So we'll let those 2 stay on. What I do need though is a front jack man. That might be this one here. Though this one should be replaced to 76. So I need tires and fixing. Primarily tires. Oh, look at that, 18 on the rear jack. Do I really want to put this guy on the front jack? With a 15 on the... No. They're gonna go in next week for these 2. So, I guess they're staying on. Alright. Forward in our timeline. Looks like I have a sponsorship to fill. Just the one. Right. Fixed per race. Definitely leans this way. They're all similar lengths, so nice upfront payment plus a per race payment. That's quite a nice bonus. Team marketability is at 94. Guild definitely has the better. Sponsor appeal. And next season I'll be looking to bring in someone better than Errant on that end, so we can keep the money up as we head up to this higher division, which will definitely be a real challenge to stay there. Alright, let's see what we're up to on the car. It looks like we've got some reliability options. And there's one part in particular that needs that one, the suspension. Alright, we need to make sure that that's good to go, just like that. This will clear up and we'll be able to get some more in as well. In fact, they're going to be done here in just a couple days. New vote has begun. Spec engines. Not a chance. Alright, looks like this is definitely going to come down to a close vote as we are at 3-3. Not that it matters to me, as I'm almost certainly going to get promoted and be out of this division next season. Ooh, those times twos. Oh, wow. So more votes went against, but those who had abstained and took their times twos went out, and then whoever this head of the organization was end up voting. So it's going to be spec engines next year. I am so glad that I'm not going to be in this division anymore, because the engine has become one of the stronger parts of my car. Alright, so I have a couple things going on here at the same time. I have a new suspension that just came out, which we are drastically improved there. I've gone from 10th to 9th, but almost mid-grid. There you can go with the engine. It's up to second best now. The brakes are up to first best, and our gearbox is up to 6th. The car has improved so much this year that it's 4th overall after just absolutely suffering for quite a few seasons. We finally caught up and almost instantly passed all the cars, which means the cars are actually pretty close together to one another. So we have that new suspension, which is awesome. It actually might be why I hadn't touched the other one yet. Now let's go see what's out there first. Here we go. Here is the new suspension. So that's why that one was there. We have these two to maximize. And it looks like I actually have enough time here that I could begin that focus on the specialty parts, namely this gearbox, which at spec, you don't count the bonus here on race day. Ooh, and I forgot that I had that that extra minus 10% last race. It's been a little while. I record 3 videos at a time. When you got 10 games going on, and kind of day by day, 3 videos, that only buys me an extra week. Alright, that should do it. And let's see if I can get both of those before race day. Absolutely. In fact, we'll balance it out. There you go, 6 days. Get them both done at the same time. And then it looks like we'll just be kind of knocking off everything else. However, do I have any design new parts to do? Looks like I have the best suspension I could get. I do have one engine that's better than the other. So let's get another one of those. So they both could have one. Definitely need one of these for the next season model. There's that current best. Here's the race day bonus. Okay. That's what I have on one of the cars right now. We'll get a second one, so they both have that engine. Just to see out the season. Looks like we have enough already, and I wouldn't need to, you could say, waste that money, but just to be sure, we want the best we can get. Right, so scouting, low quality. Top drivers, oh there, Vettel, of course. Let's see, what is Vettel looking like? Pretty high on that list, huh? With very high marketability, naturally. Yeah, aggressive to say the least. Hothead, definitely. Well, with high marketability, he's going on the list. He'll probably be retired before I can get a driver like that. And then Grosjean, same thing, high marketability, not far out of my range. In fact, Arendt is actually rated higher than him, I believe. Alright, and I have 3 open slots. That'll finish off that age group and get into the final age group, which does not have very many drivers left in there. Whoa, zeros. Old. Raikkonen, let's check out Raikkonen. Alright, so the second tier, back to its game named Asia Pacific Super Cup. F2 in real life are in the Ardennes. And Bo Nordstrom got the win. And considering how far back, let's see, where are you? Bo Nordstrom, 6th. That was a big 14 points. He only has 20 points on the whole season. Haas is way back, so Primo looks like they're going to be getting promoted this year. So I will be racing against the Haas F1 team next season, potentially. Tight at the bottom. it's going to be hard to say who gets sent down. A couple races to review here. And Russell gets the win yet again. Verstappen second. Leclerc is third. So Verstappen hangs on to his lead, but Russell is just 10 points behind. Leclerc only 7 points behind Russell. Mercedes hanging on to a 29-point lead. Ferrari dangling behind a little bit further, back in third this year. Force India having them a decent season, and they promoted French team Equip is pointsless this season. Sauber hanging on with 16. Speaking of Sauber, they are having a nice season in real life. It's good to see them get up there, especially with Leclerc, who is having a heck of a season. He's a really good driver. It's nice to see us tops in most of these categories. That car's still not quite there. That's going to be worrying going up to that next level, especially when points are not available to the bottom end. So it's going to be difficult to get points and stay alive. Alright, so that engine is done, which means everything's pretty much maxed out now. I don't think there's a better suspension option. No, of course there's not, otherwise they wouldn't be equal parts right now. So, what is an option still is getting that part on the car. And that's the best part that I can get. You can see how much better that is than what we have. That'll make a huge difference on next year's car. So we are definitely building that engine. And I think that I actually need to build 2 of them, which is something new. Okay, why do I have a pit crew of something? Is it... No? What's going on here? Not sure what my notification was for. Alright, so we want to get this. Engine on the car as soon as possible. That doesn't need to be on the car right now. Get that on the car in time. No. So, we'll wait for next week on that one. Get these done at roughly the same time. There. And then we can turn to that engine. There you go. Now we can turn our attention to that engine. 11 days after the race. driver with a gig to check into. 3 days till the race. Here's Singapore and Milan, which was where we just were at. Vettel gets the win this week with Leclerc behind him. And oh, look at the change here. Leclerc has a 1-point lead over Verstappen. Russell is 6 points back. That is so tight at the front. And Vettel has closed the gap, possibly still in with the shout for the season. Mercedes is up over 40 points now, though. Wow. Even Raikkonen. It's got to be an age thing. Oh, geez, yeah. Poor Raikkonen. What the heck? He's a good driver. But he's old. Really? Marketability is minus 50. Well, I guess so. Raikkonen. Definitely the Iceman. Alright, this is all that's left. Wow, Billy Johnson is 35? Dude. These guys. Did not know. Alright, so we're heading to Yokohama. Top 3 will get us 1.3 million. That still comes up on the negative end, but when we're up to 40 million, I've got no complaints. Alright, that's the best 2 parts. That engine's not ready yet. Let's see here. Best parts. Now they both have maxed out cars here. And there you go. There's that made Gil happy. Alright, so our estimated race position a little bit lower this week at 4th and 5th. So it's not going to be an automatic like the last race was. And again, this is that part right now where it was showing off a different logo that was causing a problem for a couple of my videos, but problem no longer. Just the liveries and logos are back to the game default. Alright, so this is round 7 of 9, 2 races to go after this. There is a small chance that if we have a significant lead at the end of this race, that we will be in position to what do you call it? Guarantee the constructors at the end of this race. But not guaranteed. Okay, now, remembering the engine has that 10% boost for 40 performance, or 10% reliability deduction. The suspension has it as well, or no? Let's see. Oh man, which one is it? Is it the brakes? It's not the brakes. Trying to remember what it is. Let's get back out of here and look at the car. We're not even going to get that from this screen. Oh, soft tires, do I? I do want soft tires. Okay, downforce. Let's give you a little bit more downforce. Starting out. Yeah. Oh, it is what it is. I'll have to guess. I know the engine is one. Don't know what the other part is. Both cars are the same now. It's not the suspension. I just can't remember whether it's the brakes or the gearbox. So, should I put them both at 90? Or let's put them both at 80. We'll take the risk. Put them both at 80. I couldn't tell you which one it is. I know the engine is one of them. Oh, memory. What a fickle thing. Not sure we're going to make it all the way to the end of the race. Might have to find out in next week's episode, as I'm just about out of time on this episode, and it's only practice. Alright, well, if you've ever watched me play Motorsport Manager, you know that in this series, with short practice sessions, this is how I get it done. I head out, I get their feedback, and come right back in, because there's not enough time to get the setup right, running 3 laps at a time. An out lap, a hot lap, and an in lap takes way too long to get your car balance right. There's a lot of cornering, so I'm going to lead towards acceleration on this one. And we'll see where that gets us. Nice. We got one thing right. Downforce. We need a lot of it. Speed balance. Ooh. Really? You think we need a lot of top speed? I'm nervous about that. I don't think so. I think it's gotta be down here. Okay, both cars out on the track. Set them to come back in. And we'll get around as fast as we can. Oh, nice. Great, great, excellent. I went the right way. 95%, just like that. Well done, me. Okay, little adjustments from here. And I might not mess with that handling. Because it's so hard to break these two off from each other. Oop, that was good. We want to go the other way. There we go. Nice. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. And great. So says Tony. A certain animal that goes rawr. Da-da-da-da. Okay. 97%. Is that good enough? We'll see what we get out of that. Okay, now they both could go have a long stint now. I think we can actually hit level 3 trim today. As long as we're not looking at any weather changes. Looks like we're okay. There's trim number 2. Only a few minutes left though. Oh, I was surprised I didn't come in that lap. One more chance at adjustments. They should be coming in. Yeah, coming in this lap. Back around. go. 5th and 6th on the grid right now without doing too much. And it looks like 98%, that will work. Everything's at excellent. Those tires will last another minute and a half. We just needed fuel. Downforce is the only thing here that needs a small adjustment. 97% now. Okay. We've gone from 95 to 97. Did I go the right direction or the wrong direction? I guess we'll find out. Luckily, the downforce is the easiest one to make minor adjustments to. I have a feeling we might have gone the wrong way on the downforce. Oh, are they going to get around fast enough? Go overtake. I'd love to get one more lap out of them. Oh, just missed. That had to have been about a second from making it, and that one more second, that one more lap, that would have been enough to get to race trim 3. Dang it. Alright, I'm going to see if I can quickly get the race started. We are not going to get all the way to the end of the race, but we can get a pretty good idea of what position I'll be in within a handful of laps. I do not want to... Let's see... what are we looking at? Dry? I don't know if it's going to stay like that the whole race. Okay, we did go the right way. No, I want the soft tires. Same for you. Driver strategy. Run hot and fast to try to work our way up the grid quickly. And away we go. Alright, we are 18th and 20th as we are now 1st and 3rd in the driver's standings. Aaron with an awesome start but couldn't get 3 wide there. Has to check the brakes and the forward progression stops quite abruptly. Gill's still back in 19th. Aaron, heavy traffic, cannot get forward right now and is just about right back to where she started. Here comes Gill. Gill's finding a way through. Eric finally taking a page from Gill's book, and now they're side by side in 13th and 14th. As we approach the end of lap 1, ERS is now enabled, and that front stretch is by far the best place to use that ERS. So I'm going to speed around to the end of this lap, and neither car seems to be making much progress right now, and they're both getting a little bit hot. So after this little stretch here on the front stretch, Errant, it pays off for her. She's able to move forward, but quickly slides right back down the grid. Come on now, come on. Gill is way back in 16th. Gill, okay, back off, conserve, medium. Errant finally completes those passes. Get her to back off that a little bit later. She's up to 6th, which is good. So we are looking pretty good on that front. Not as fast to the front as I was in the previous race, but Errant is already the highest on the grid of those on the soft tire. Not much to gain there, but a good time at least. Okay, checking in on Gill. Gill has gone backwards, 18th now on the grid. So this heavy traffic is going to make the pit stops that much more important on this one, as it's been difficult to make moves. Every time they make one, somebody else makes one, you get caught up in traffic. So it's a little bit of slinky work around this track. 19th now for Gill. '20th. Gill's in last place. Well, it's looking like we might not have that strong of a race today after all. But Aaron is up in 6th. Doing just fine there in that position. And we are getting away from overheating the tires. Here to use the ERS this time. It looks like we're just kind of hanging on to the position, not in a spot to move forward. But again, that could be the tire and engine modes. Let's see what happens with this lap. 6th and 19th now. Neither ERS is looking that high. Okay, pit stops are starting for those on the soft tire. There's a chance we might inherit the lead here in a moment. Gill did just complete a pass coming through there over Boshang. Did finally get back out of there, out of the hot zone, get back to normal. These tires are a bit temperamental on the heating this race. Last race was real easy to manage in terms of fuel. We've got a little while still before we're going to need to hop into the pits. And Gill just made a couple more passes on the track now that things have cleared out a little bit. And those on the super soft are getting out of the way. So Arendt is up to 2nd, Gill is up to 6th at the moment. Again, a lot of cars have pit already. We'll see where we're at the end of this first round of pit stops, and then that's going to be where I'm going to have to end this race. It looks like both cars around me are coming in. I'm going to go one more lap for Arendt. So I've got Arendt up into that engine overtake mode and burning what's left of these tires as we're going to be heading in this time. While Gill has inherited 5th position, but again was in the very back of the grid when we started this round of pit stops. So this time it's going to be very important for Gill that we use that ERS down that front stretch to try to gain some time on some of the cars that are in the pits. There we go. Gill has inherited 2nd place now. And we're going to go. Go. No mistakes. Seconds on the stop. It's going to take a little while. Boshang is also coming into the pits this time. Arendt just slid back to 10th. So we're coming out lower than where we went into the pits. some of that could be those super soft tires. Good stop so far for Gil. Can't overtake. Did complete the pass coming out of turn 2 there. 7th, 16th. Okay, not looking so good for this race. I am out of time though, so that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record.